Okay, we're here to review step number 48 of the 67 steps. This one was called Michael Jordan Swagger and American Idol Syndrome. The truth about humility, pride, and delusion. And basically the crux of this one is that there's a huge difference between confidence and cockiness. Confidence seems to be typically based off of knowledge and experience, and cockiness is oftentimes based on nothing more than just delusion. And certainly confidence is foundational to the good life, but too many people view confidence as cockiness, and the key to everything is balance. Confidence is a tool that's necessary to have to initiate action and take smart risks, but unchecked confidence will cause you all sorts of problems. And this episode focuses primarily on Michael Jordan. If you're not familiar, Michael Jordan is probably the most known athlete in modern history. He's a retired professional basketball and baseball player. And in the book by Roland Lazenby called Michael Jordan A Life, both his teammates and coaches say that what made Michael Jordan great was, despite his overwhelming confidence in himself, he had the highest level of teachability of anyone they've ever met. So Michael Jordan was extremely confident in himself, yet he was open-minded enough to listen to the opinions of both his teammates and coaches. And in that book by Roland Lazenby, Michael Jordan's college coach was Dean Smith, and he says that Michael Jordan never questioned the advice being given to him. He would simply experiment with it. Even with his teammates that weren't quite as skilled in basketball as him, he would still listen to their opinion. So he was kind of a lot like Sam Walton, where Sam Walton was already a billionaire, but we remember from previous lessons he used to fly around the country to get new perspectives in the retail business. So that's probably why Sam Walton made like $160 billion in his life. But and certainly speaking of advice, there's probably a lot of people up to this day and throughout his career giving Michael Jordan advice that they shouldn't be giving him. But Ty reminds us of the lesson he learned from his first mentor, Alan Nation, that says, the key to success is ignoring 99 out of 100 people. But when you find the one person who knows what they're talking about, do everything they say. And this is the opposite. You want to be like that and be the opposite of probably what your instincts are. Since we're tribal and we're hive animals, our instincts are to be more of a democratic listener. We have a problem that we want some advice on, so we'll ask 10 friends and get 10 opinions, and everyone gets one vote. And whatever the consensus is, you do that. But the consensus is often wrong. So only listen to the people who have the outcome that you want. If you want to lose 50 pounds, find someone that's lost 50 pounds. You want to run a marathon, go straight to the top and copy the best. Don't listen to someone that's never done that, because they really shouldn't be giving their opinion. Certainly everyone's equal, but not everyone's opinion is equal. And listening to the people that have been there and done that and have the results you want will give you confidence that isn't delusional. Ty calls this Michael Jordan swagger. And you want to avoid cognitive bias number 13, the over-optimism bias. That's thinking that things or you are better than they really are. This is demonstrated in American Idol. And Ty calls this American Idol syndrome, where people go onto American Idol to audition for a singing competition that have no singing abilities whatsoever. And they get up there and just humiliate themselves, and it's probably because maybe they're okay singers, but they're not going to be the best in the world. They're not going to be in the top 5%. And we really only ever hear about the top 5%. But another person in basketball that exemplified this level of humility was Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson played on the Lakers, and on his very last game of his career, he went up to fans that were on courtside seats that were extremely successful and wealthy, and asked them if he could take them out to lunch, to get their opinion on how he should go about his retirement. And seems like a good idea that he did that, because he ended up buying a few Starbucks restaurants, movie theaters, and part or full ownership of the Los Angeles Dodgers baseball team. So even though he probably already had like a $50 million or whatever it was, he had the humility to not be cocky, and be confident enough to say, I don't have all the answers, and I'm going to seek out people that do. And Ties has this mental framework: always go straight to the top. And when you succeed and do hard stuff, you can then tell your story. So avoid arrogance, because people will try to pull you down when you're arrogant and prove that you're not as good as you say you are. So be confident and not cocky. And his questions at the end of this lesson are: what is an example of you being a democratic listener in who you listen to? What's an example of you crossing over into delusion and arrogance? And how are you going to seek out better information? Thanks so much. I'll see you on lesson review number 49. Take care.